Hello, hello, and welcome. How's everyone doing today out there in Twitch land? So, our players think we're going to fight an ancient black dragon, but they're sadly mistaken. We're just going to go have some fun. So, that being said, let's go hear their stories. Hello, players!
Hi.
Hello, sir.
Alright,
Hola.
so,
Hola. God damn it.
I'm gonna go one by one here, those that are playing, and I will describe to you. So we're gonna start with Azuri. Azuri playing Kieran.
Yeah.
So why is Kieran ready to fight an ancient black dragon? And what would her message she leaves behind if she doesn't make it?
What?
Seriously, come on, go, let's go.
She does not know what's going on. She was only asked if she wants to stretch her legs.
Exactly.
So she doesn't know what's gonna happen.
Yeah. Okay. Azuri also playing Azuri. Is Azuri ready to go fight an ancient black dragon?
Heck yeah.
And what is the message she would leave behind if she doesn't make it?
She would. I have not thought of this one. She loves her family.
Okay.
And watch out for the green.
Okay. Gan, played by Peppers. Are you ready to fight an ancient black dragon?
Not really, but okay.
What's the message she leaves behind for her loved ones?
Oh, well, sorry, Mom and Dad. I couldn't visit you.
That's an excellent message. Epi, playing Crom.
Oh shit.
Are you ready to kill an ancient black dragon?
I've been ready since the first time I met it. I think.
And what would be the message you leave behind to loved ones or friends?
Well, I done fucked up.
Better than the first message you left. Which was shit! Sora, played
Yes.
by Firefly. Are you ready to fight an ancient black dragon?
I am.
Alright, what would be the message she leaves behind?
That she died protecting the forest and for Wolf and Marcus to watch out for the grove. I know they'll take care of it.
Okay. And also played by Firefly, Ileana.
Hi!
Are you ready to fight an ancient black dragon?
Yeah! It's not a pink one this time. I'm excited.
And what would you what's the message you leave behind to your friends and loved ones?
Going to fight a dragon. There's notes are in there. She leaves a sigil. I love all of you guys. Thank you for being a part of my family. Letting me be a part of yours.
Alright. Joshua, Josh 2. Are you ready to fight an ancient black dragon?
Nope, but why not?
What's the message you leave behind for your family, loved ones, or other people?
Just thanks. Thanks in general for all the characters that helped Joshua.
And then random mage walks by, touches the paper, and casts Sigh on it, so that they get one last final Joshua sigh as they read it.
You
Done.
know what? Alright.
Craig, is Fal ready to fight an ancient black dragon?
Oh, yeah, after that. Last thing. And as for the message, it would just be tell me I love them.
Okay. Irith,
Yes,
are you ready to go fight an ancient black dragon?
I am. I wanted to stop hating these dragons. I'm really going to go and kill them, you know?
Okay. And what's the message she leaves behind for her loved ones? And if it's not a bear sound, I'm very disappointed.
Roar!
Okay. Marcus,
Yes.
are you ready to go fight an ancient black dragon?
Sure, let's do this.
And what is the message she leaves behind for his loved ones?
For the love of God, do not let Matthew rule.
Okay, and it's underlined like 4 times.
Exactly.
So, those of you that are in the Fearless Wolf in Penrith, Prairie kind of looks at you, asking if you want to stretch his legs. His vision kind of, he stops looking directly at anyone for a second, and then he looks to Liana. You have sending prepared, do you not?
Always.
Can you please send to Marcus or Sora and tell them to gather everyone?
I will.
Thank you.
She does.
So it looks to Karen. You sure you're ready to stretch those legs? It will be sunny and nice. No rain. I can promise you that.
Mind if I ask where are we going?
We're going to a very special location. I can't tell you until we get there.
Narrows eyes. Insight.
Good. Wait for your insight.
Oh, hold on, that's a Osri. My bad.
I will get Perrin's sheet and roll persuasion. $12.
Oh my gosh.
That was one mod, man. yeah, he can't tell you.
She'll get up and equip her things onto her back and be ready.
Okay. So Perrin takes you all to the Nos. Those of you that have never been there before. Big doors. You walk through this kind of building. As Roland kind of comes up holding Hope. And just watch you all like, tree then? Just waves slowly. Why are there so many people in my goddamn house? And walks back downstairs. So Perrin walks up to... Someone have something to say to Roland?
Hi, Roland. How are you doing today?
You're gigging. You're not there yet.
Oh, sorry.
We're in the wall.
Spirit, he invited us.
Oh, sorry.
Roland just looks like, okay.
Karen nods to Roland.
Hey, Roland. Be safe.
Oh, he gives you a little hug. Don't worry, your family. So, you guys all walk out to the back to a large tree. There is a small kind of stone monument that was built at one point there. And you also see that, just popping this out. The parent kind of puts his hands on it and goes, I'm going to open us a portal to Kratia. There's still one tree left. And he just sighs as he says that so heavily that we can teleport to.
Liana puts a hand on his shoulder.
He opens this large, the bark ripping off almost as it kind of creates this bark archway that lights up green. He's like, all right, everyone through. As you all kind of run through, you guys end up in just outside of Cortia at this little farmstead. You kind of see the city. It's a little bit of a walk away, and you kind of see that there is, it's still smoldering a little bit. It looks fresh, but there is about 25 square miles of damage done to the forest. What
happened to the trees?
Just we'll explain later.
Okay.
So, he kind of rushes you guys up as you all make your way towards the into Cortia. He looks to Irith because I think Irith is, and he would also look to Karen because rangers are capable, but not knowing Karen as well. No summoned animals in the city. Magic and as well. Make sure you have permission to cast on someone else if you are casting. Their laws, everything else is pretty much the same as Penrith.
Karen nods.
You kind of wake your way through the through the lower district, up towards the middle. Perrin pointing out kind of the few places that he knows around as giving you guys all kind of directions around the city. You guys make your way up to a tavern. And the other thing that you guys would notice is all the windows seem to be shattered in every building. There are no windows anywhere. However, there is one kitten that's rubbing against my leg. So, as you guys kind of parent holds the door open and walks into the mustache where Fal, Sora, Marcus, Azuri, who else is around?
Joshua.
Crom.
Joshua Crom walks in and he kind of coming in. He looks towards Marcus. Who did you send to, by the way, Elena? Marcus?
She would have sent to Marcus.
Okay. Looks to Marcus. I assume you were all ready.
Still kind of, Marcus, of course, looks around. It's just like, yeah, I think we're pretty prepared. Some of us are still reeling from yesterday, to tell you the truth.
That's why we're here. He looks to everyone. Are we then ready? Everyone pretty good?
Stand, be like, I'm ready to see that thing to go down.
And that's why you need to come. He kind of looks over to Azuri, and he goes, if you will all give me and Azuri and Crom a minute. Is that okay with all of you?
Sora would not. Liana.
Val would be a little wary, but yes.
Sure.
Nods.
Wait, I have one more thing I need to do. Gan runs into a room, into Hanyo's room. Or runs into Hanyo's room, then leaves a note, then comes back.
Okay. So holds the door open for Azuri and Crom to enter the back kind of room, the bar. He gives Cam a small tip.
Karen, wow. Ozri will go.
Mm-hmm. Crom?
Sorry, no one was talking to me. What?
Perrin wants to speak with you and Azuri in the back room of the mustache.
Crom looks very, very nervous, but nods.
Okay. So as you guys all go, the three of them leave. You guys generally, the rest of you are generally introductions. Kind of learning about a little bit of each other. I know some of you guys know a little bit. You can learn each other's names, where you're probably from, like city-wise, and discuss a little bit. Perrin just crosses his arms and looks at the two of you, and goes, "What the hell, both of you?"
I know.
No, he raises his hand. Azuri, with all due respect, I don't think either of you know. And Crom, you should. And he glares at Crom.
Crom frowns and looks at Perrin and goes, "It was here? Or somewhere else?"
I know. So stop, both of you. Azuri, you're able to be read like a book right now. Easily. You can see the self-doubt in you. Yes, it woke up. Yes, from what I've heard, you took the binding off. You act like it wasn't going to wake up at some point, Azuri. And Crom, you were put to make a tough decision between a city that stood no chance and the city that, in the best knowledge, had the most chance. So, stop. Stop feeling sorry about it. You made mistakes. That doesn't mean this is over. Azuri, if you weren't there to wake it up, and Crom, if you weren't there, what would happen if some random passerby pulled it off? Cortia would be in ruins. And Crom, I know you feel bad about every life that was lost in Dorlador. I get that. But more people survived there than would have survived here. You made a tough call. Ember's probably going to punch you in the face. I should warn you of that. She's pissed. According to Roland. But that's the thing. Are either of you going to idly stand by and not go to Thorlador and help reclaim that city and the history there? Are you going to watch other people do it? I don't think either of you have that in you to let other people fix your mistake. So stop blaming yourself for everything. You were put in a tough position. We all have been there.
Sorry, my signal's crappy.
What does Osri say?
I'll try my best to help.
Perrin kneels down to Osri. He's going to get on her level. And looks at her and goes, Osri, you fought alongside us. And you made the same decision that time. At the very end, when you knew you were in over your head. You chose life. From what I hear, you chose life for your party too, right? And for Cortia.
I chose my friends over my family.
Perrin smiles and looks at her and goes, you chose allies to help protect your family. He looks and goes, black dragons are cruel and they are ruthless. You could have chose your family, and if power swings the other way, Osri, what's to say it would keep its promise? You chose allies in the fight to protect your family. Because, as tough as you are, and you proved to us in that tournament, Osri, you're not going to take down whatever it is hunting your family by yourself. He also smiles to her, goes, and remember, your family doesn't live in Cortia. Which means Roland has no reason not to help.
I guess. Thanks.
He smiles. Trust me, you need this today. He looks over to Crumb. You're not just gonna, you were given life again. Kind of like me, and Roland. You're not gonna waste that by feeling bad about yourself, right?
No. Never.
He points to the bow. I didn't die for that shit. For you to sit on your ass and not make some changes in this world. Puts his hand on Crumb's shoulder and goes, alright, let's get to the others. You all need this. And kind of holds the door back open.
Osri will walk out with more of a brave face than the typical of what she was before.
Perrin nods and looks to everyone else. I do apologize for the stepping aside. There needed to be words to be said. And I didn't think they would deserve to be said in front of everyone.
No worries.
So shall we get on with it then? I assume you're all ready and willing to face the dangers that lie ahead?
I am.
I'm ready.
Val nods.
Perrin,
With a smile.
nods. Perrin, with all due respect, sir,
Yes.
if we're going to go fight the dragon, ancient black dragon,
Black.
you may. I'm sorry?
Black dragon, you said white.
Yes, I'm sorry, ancient black dragon. Sorry, colors are kind of new to me right now. Still blinded by yesterday.
They taste very good.
Yes. Could you let us know what to expect in terms of what are they resistant to or anything, so we can make sure that we're fully prepared?
Of course. Their breath is acid.
Right.
They are resistant fully to acid. And I have to pull up the rest to make sure that I'm right. I don't want to give you guys any misinformation.
Ileana throws her notes. 2 wasted cantrips. Crumble, crumble.
Crumble, crumble. They are just completely immune to acid. That's their only resistance. Baron would say to Marcus, because I think he's dealt with this multiple times, and to the higher level characters in the party. For the lack of a better term, I can't remember who it is. But much like any strong beast, even when you think a spell might succeed and looks like it's taking effect, they have some unnatural ability to push through it a limited number of times, what seems to be an encounter. It's something that we should note. Don't, just because it looks like it might work, doesn't mean that it might not push through. He would tell you again, fear is a big issue, and that they are very quick in the air, and they are quicker than any of us in the water, as they are amphibious.
Amphibious?
Yes.
Ileana makes notes, as does Sora.
So Perrin begins to lead everyone out. Everyone had been leaving the notes that they had at the beginning for their accompanied people. He walks back through the middle district down to the lower district outside Marcus as we are walking by. Amy's out there with Fiora, just kind of watching her play as Aang is probably sleeping because pregnancy.
Pregnancy happened.
And Fiora comes over, runs, gives you a big hug.
Marcus hugs Fiora back and kisses the top of her head. And,
Perrin stops and utters words in Druidic to you, Marcus.
Okay.
And says she should walk with us to the tree.
Okay. I don't know if she's going to get back, but sure.
Perrin says, don't worry about it. I'll summon something and send it back with her.
Marcus nods and picks Fiora up and puts her on his shoulders as they walk.
Okay. So you guys make your way out to this little homestead. Very, very tiny farm with just this one big oak tree. Perrin looks at it and looks over and leans over to Marcus as you guys all arrive. And in common and as loud as he can, isn't Obadiah's tree is just beautiful? And there's a big grin on his face as he looks to Marcus.
Marcus sighs and picks up an acorn. And he goes, yes, real Thane's branches do protect us all.
Who? As he puts his hand on the tree and the bark starts to split and this green archway comes in. As all of you guys begin to run through, Perrin, Marcus, and Fiora are the last 3. And, as you're giving Fiora one last hug, Perrin just picks both of you up and walks through with you.
Perrin, what are you doing?
So, you guys all emerge not in the lair of an ancient black dragon, but you emerge somewhere else. As Ileana would recognize this place in a second.
Yes,
you are standing inside what looks to be a complete city made out of trees, but it's weird. You can see kids playing in all sorts of direction. There's animals everywhere, and it's Kieran. It is warmer here. It is very nice. It feels like the sun's hitting you, but you can't. As you look up to look at the sun, because it's been raining in Penrith for ever. You look up and you can't quite see the sun.
Marcus is going to look around for a minute. Is this what he looks at Perrin? Is this what I think it is?
Perrin walks over to the front and goes, "Yeah, there's no ancient black dragon today, guys.
Sigh of relief.
I think
Is this
most of
distance?
you- I think most of you needed to relax. And on behalf of myself as the only member here, welcome to the Emerald Enclave."
Its eyes started shining.
Emerald
This
Enclave.
the Emerald Enclave?
What is this?
You've never heard of the Emerald Enclave?
I have to apologize. No.
Marcus looks at him.
Grom raises a sorry.
If you want it in the simplest term, welcome to the land of the druids.
He nods.
Wow.
You are inside of the western Vertak Mountains. Completely. We are inside Hollowed Out Mountain. And he kind of motions forward and he motions up to the, as you see, the first house on the left. And he goes, "That is, well, what was once my grandmother's house. It's now mine. Bogle Crystal are known for staying there as well, but the rules are simple. Don't kill the animals. Don't," and he looks to all the Cortia characters, "don't burn anything down, for the love of God." And we can explore what you want to see.
Sora nods.
So
Yeah.
I know Crom has ranger levels. Kieran obviously has ranger levels. Does anyone else have ranger or druid levels? That isn't Sora, Marcus, Perrin.
No.
Nope.
So Crom and Kieran, immediately upon stepping in here, like, you feel stronger. Like, your connections to nature, this is as strong as it's ever been. It's
Karen will take
soothing.
a deep breath. Karen will definitely take like a deep breath and let out a relaxing sigh.
As he kind of walks, stands up, says, "Well, guys, what do you want to see?"
Everything. Where to start?
All of it.
Kind of looks to Ileana. So the Grand Circle.
Most definitely.
Okay. He kind of leads you through and down, and I mean, this place is massive. You can't see. I mean, even if there was no trees here, you couldn't see the other end. What you guys notice as you're walking through is, the houses are completely built inside of the trees, generally with some things on the outside, kind of as you see, but the trees are all alive. They are thriving. They seem to, almost grow all the way up to the top of the mountain. Like, they are impossibly tall. You see, families and kids. Some houses don't look like they've been stayed in for about a month. If you guys are curious, Perrin would more than happily explain.
Like an
Yes.
explanation.
Sora asks about it.
He stops at one and goes, "They are members of the Greyhawk clan. This is one of the Greyhawk houses. The Greyhawks being and he looks there to the druids to give more of an explanation, but he's explaining to everyone. The Greyhawks are one of the oldest clans in the Emerald Enclave. They're,
Marcus just looks down.
he puts his puts his hand on Marcus' shoulders. The real Granny Irma was the matriarch of the Greyhawk clan. The one who protected your forest. for eras upon eras. He says that every member has a house. Every family, depending on whether they're single, married, etc., would get a house. Not everyone lives here full time because I spend most of my time in Penrith. But everyone has a place where that they were to come and want to stay for an extended period of time. He explains that the Greyhawks are currently on an Enclave mission, and have been gone for about a month, as most of the missions for the Enclave, like the big ones that the Druids go on, they last about a month. They go to a general part of the world to have aid to the local circles of the area. That is generally how they operate. He explains that in the case of last night, he came here and gathered who he could to kind of help with the Cortean fire be contained.
Thank you.
He
Zora would
does.
say.
As you guys get down towards the center, you kind of come down this weaving path from where, you guys initially came in, and you see this massive tree that just extends all the way up to the ceiling, and it's probably wider than the dragon was, like lengthwise. It's more than 750 feet across this one single tree. He kind of, as you guys get closer and closer, you kind of notice that there's this lip of just these beautiful bushes. Perrin kind of leads you to a specific thing, and you see this almost natural amphitheater built in with this kind of podium, basically shaped one of the roots to be this huge podium, and you can see where people would sit.
Marcus is going to look at Perrin. Can we go in there?
Yeah, come on down. And just walks through, because you notice there's no one here at this point. Like, this is completely empty as Perrin walks through. As you're walking down, he explains, Druids, because there's a lot of people that aren't Druids, full moons are very important to the Druids. It's when circles of different areas will meet, and we'll discuss goings on in the forest, threats, and that such things that they've noticed. Most Druids wander. They are not stationary. So there are meeting places across the world, in forests, plains, etc., that are very, very hard to find, in most cases, unless you're any motions to both Crom and to Kieran. Rangers have been known to stumble upon them, but for other people it's usually not, unless you're a cleric of nature or a paladin of nature, god. You could walk right by them never knowing they're there. He explains that this is where the Enclave holds its full moon meetings. He goes, average, we have about over 10,000 druids that attend.
Sounds kind of like the Temple of Rolfang. Huh.
More than a family meeting, I guess.
Yeah, some druid circles in the world of Irith are 2 druids. And they meet once a month.
Do these druids
Honestly, sorry, after you.
Joshua would wonder, and actually say this out loud, I wonder if they like performances.
I gotta tell Granny Mirabash about this.
I hate to ask. Go ahead.
After you.
I hate to bring it up, but do they know about the Heralds of Perversity and how their hatred?
Speaking of breaking up,
Perrin looks to Tefal and says, it is something that I plan to address at the meeting and see if we have any additional knowledge in our archives. But to answer your question, I am unsure, and I don't want to give you false information.
Okay, thank you.
He knows. He looks at Josh. He goes, there are... it's just to respond to the other question. He goes, they do.
He smiles.
And then looks at Crom.
Crom will ask, I'm just curious, but back home in Umber, were there druids there? It was a desert. No. Well, he pauses. There were oases, but no real plant life.
Even the deserts have druids.
They're tougher than most.
Tundras do as well. Arctic circles.
So do swamps.
Oh, especially swamps.
Perrin motions up as you guys get underneath, and you can actually see the mountain itself kind of bridge into the tree. He goes, as during the full moon, the circle itself, the mountain, opens up, shining down the light down upon us of the full moon.
That's impressive.
Great.
Sort of smiles as she listens. That
Perrin,
sounds
oh yeah, go ahead.
wonderful.
Perrin looks to Marcus and says, "Follow me." He walks up to the stage.
What does Flora say?
Flora says, "Truck." Very loud truck.
My favorite part of nature.
I think his thing might have. Stupid Discord. Yep, there it is. So, as we go down, he kind of looks and has Marcus stand up and just look at potential it would be 10,000 people in this amphitheater. This is who you would have talked to. "10,000 druids across the world. For your plea of the forest."
I'm back.
Welcome back.
Okay, so he follows Perrin up.
Yep. And he says this is where you would have delivered your speech to 10,000 or more druids for the plight of the forest.
He walks up to the podium and he just looks out and puts his hands on either side, and just starts murmuring slightly, just various like points he would have brought up, things like that.
Yeah. Perrin says, "No, louder. Speak with authority. What is your plight? Tell them." And he just motions, empty seats, but the rest of the party's sitting. Tell them everything.
Marcus takes a deep breath, and he looks to the group, and then he looks out to the empty seats. He takes a step back from the podium, puts his arms behind his back, and looks out. And he goes, "My brothers and sisters of the moon, the forest, the desert, the tundra, the swamp, the sea. Great tragedy has befallen the forest in Cortia. We've had hags. We've lost our heart. We talked to the trees, and the trees said that we could find another heart. But there's a ritual that we need, and I don't know how to find it. So I've come asking for your help, if not for me, then for this forest. We have a tree, the Deku tree, that was bound when the hags invaded. We don't know how to waken it back up. We've tried speaking, we've tried growing more, but it's like the forest has lost its will to live. I've never seen this before, but..." He looks over at Fiora. He goes, "But I can understand its pain." He looks back out to the seats. He says, "My father always told me growing up, no man is an island. No one person can do anything alone. That's why I'm begging you and pleading for your assistance with this. I thought I was strong enough to try to do it on my own, but I realize now that it was pride that got in my way. I ask that, no, I beg for your assistance. I beg for your guidance. And I beg that the love of the forest can help you, will let you help us.
Roll a persuasion.
Ah, crap. Marcus's charisma went way down, too.
I know it's based on. Don't worry about it.
I got you. Every time I give a speech, it goes out bad. Yay, tradition!
It's fine. There is a small sound of clapping from behind you. To the rest of you, before Marcus turns around, there is a wood elf female who looks no more than 150 years old for an elf. However, as all of you gaze upon her, she's far more ancient than that dragon you saw. As she walks, there's almost a green hue around her. When she steps, there's little patches of grass that almost seem to grow and then fade as she steps. And Perrin immediately just bows his head slightly and then looks back up to her. She goes, Dawnbringer, right?
Marcus turns and looks, and of course, he puts his arm across his chest and bows his head, and he goes, "That is my surname." And who might you be?
She chuckles. A surname earned, not a surname given. I am Archdruid Training, and I will give you the name, because I know some of you are going to want to copy it down.
Not going to say who. Looks at Firefly.
Firefly has it in some of her notes, but not all of them. Because Ileana's never met her. Only Crystal has.
I'm adding it to their notes to speak.
One of you is a robot, really bad.
It's happy.
Happy. Rest in peace.
Got it.
You got it. She goes, I am the speaker of the Enclave. It's Archdruid.
You have an amazing eye.
Marcus, I'm sorry.
She looks down again and nods.
Marcus picks up his head and smiles. He goes, "Pleasure to meet you."
She goes, so, the ancient wood.
Marcus saws, yes.
However, to my understanding, it has a heart now.
It does. But it is severely lacking in the wood part now.
She looks to you and says, it looks like you have a different speech than to write. And she looks down at the Dragonborn. As do you.
You do?
You are the one who's bound themselves to the grove, have you not?
I am. I'm Sora.
And without that wood, your grove is in dire danger, is it not?
Oh yes. It's only green than miles of destruction.
And she looks back to Marcus. And if I am not mistaken, some of this has to do with past mistakes and judgments with deception.
With all due respect, Madam Archdruid, everything in life has to do with past mistakes.
She nods. I am well aware of that, Mr. Dawnbringer. She reaches out, and behind her shoulder from her hair, she pulls out and holds out the sparrow, Marcus, to you.
Hi, Sparrow. Is it Sparrow?
Yes.
Okay.
He jumps over to your shoulder. It would seem that the treant known as Treebeard helped clear up the misunderstandings between you and your brother that this poor one did not understand.
So it would, yeah. It, it appears so.
She looks and says, as druids, we each have our own way of enforcing nature. And she looks across, the collective of you, as I am sure each of you come from a land where the punishments for crimes vary between them. She looks right at Kieran, such as in the desert, the waste of water could be punishable by death. She looks to Gangan, but for you, it is likely less of a crime.
This is true. It is punishable by death.
Very much true. We have enough water to supply more than our share of the island, on the island.
And as druids, we also have our own ideals to live by. I am well aware that the one we know as Blights is now the heart of the forest. I am also aware that you both are probably not going to agree with every decision that is made. Looking to Marcus and Tesoro.
I will admit I don't know him well, just from what I've observed, but if he's willing to talk, perhaps a compromise could be made.
There needs not be no compromise. You are all druids. Nature has spoken to you for your participation. You need to follow what nature has chosen you for. Nature chose him to be Wrath. It did not choose the two of you to be Wrath. Looks to Sora. It chose you for your willingness to teach, to see good in others. And looks to Marcus. It chose you for your willingness to protect. Even if you didn't see it in yourself at the time.
Marcus nods. The problem is that without the willingness to compromise, it's going to be one force against another.
But why?
Can you not help him find peace on your own?
The people of Cortia are going to be scared. They're going to be frightened. They have an entity that they know nothing about that's entered their forest. It's dictating terms to them for the simple reason that this is how it has to be because I said so. They have done this with the hags. They came in, they stole their children, made them live in terror. The people are going to be afraid. And they need the forest just as we do. They need it for hunting, they need it for their livelihood, for potions, for ingredients that they have. And as of now, they can't even enter it until it's regrown.
She kind of takes a seat in the front row. Around all of you as Perrin and Marcus, you make your way down from the stage and join everyone. She goes, he has cordoned off his section of the woods. He does need healing. I mean, mistake if I have misinformation. I have not been to that part of the world for over 10,000 years. Please do understand that I am going off the basis of what I believe and what I have seen on maps. But your section of the wood, with your grove, while it may be currently destroyed, is it not the closest section?
It is.
And do you not both want to speak on behalf of your wood and your grove at the full moon?
We do, as far as I know. Our little corner of it that we help. We have claim to.
And if the Enclave agrees with your plea, there are things that can be done. Allow the grove. She thinks about this. The grove that you have, while unique, while special, why not, when after your speech, if the Enclave decides to help, why not open it to the children and their parents? No weapons, no fire to be brought, but show them the beauty of nature. Show them what is true. Let them run in your fields and play with the animals. Let them swim in your ponds. Show them what can be beautiful when protected and respected. Educate them, as you were meant to do. And looks to Marcus. But keep a watchful eye and protect the grove from even mistakes that might be made.
If Vogel allows it.
No.
If Vogel allows it.
That is where you're mistaken. And with all due respect to Blights, and I shall call him that, because that is the name he told me when I asked him. The destruction done to the forest, and the cordoning off of the forest, has separated the two. He is not Irma Greyhawk. He has no claim to the Scarred Land. Nor is he here or will be making the plea. Yet he still answers to me in the Enclave. We will declare the 25 square miles, which you can potentially regrow, to be its own forest. However, based on your name of these Deku trees, I propose it be called the Deku Woods. And that burden falls to you to protect. He will continue to protect the ancient forest as he sees fit. He has bonded to it. But you, Mayol, change that and looks to the people from Cortia. And it is your responsibility, as allies of these, to also protect these woods. Mistakes were made and tragedies happened. But what you learn when you live for a long time is you can change future events by learning from your past.
I would be nodding through all that.
Same.
Nods.
Osbury nods.
She looks to Marcus. I will speak with the Greyhawks when they return.
Marcus takes a deep breath.
I will tell you this, and I will not hide this from you. You are here as guests. We do not lie to guests or each other. There will be some in the Greyhawk clan who will hunt your brother for his part in this. For the damage to the wood, and for potentially sealing Irma's fate. There are some who are not as forgiving. I feel you should be made aware of this.
I have to cross that when it comes to it.
She nods. I can speak, however, on behalf of the Enclave. The rest of your family is fine.
Joshua would like to ask her a question.
She'll let you ask questions.
Considering an ancient black dragon attacked this forest, would Druids be willing to do something about this?
It will be brought up at the meeting, I believe. Perrin is going to be speaking about it. We will aid where we can. You also have to understand our predicament here. A dragon is still part of nature.
Nods. I can understand that. Thank you for your answer.
She nods back. Do any of the others have questions for me?
How does one join the Enclave?
Young Irith.
I am?
I have no idea how to pronounce your last name. She would.
I'll say it's Losahilene.
Losahimi. Perrin has talked about you. I do believe he was rather rash in his first meeting with you. Perrin kind of rubs the back of his head.
She rubs her head as well. Yeah, it was not a pleasant thing.
As a member of a clan not currently recognized by the Enclave, it is based on merits. Nature is watching, which means we are watching. Live your life as you see fit. When the time comes, we will let you know.
Arthur nods. Thank you.
She nods back.
Treyan?
Yes, little Osri, I believe it is.
Yes, Osri. Wonderful. The dragon mentioned to me about something called the Green. I don't know if you would know what that is. I'm just...
Where are you from, my dear?
I am My home is in the Bumbling Bramblewoods.
Similar to the
Yes.
black in the Bumbling Bramblewoods, there is a green child of Tiamat. Bound and hidden. And she thinks for a moment. And she almost like as she almost stares off, like trying to recall long lost information. And she just raises a finger and thinks. It is not near the city that resides there. But as slowly the world changes and people do not learn from their mistakes of past, someone will cross it and someone will wake it. To the northeast section of the Bumbling Bramblewood. I believe there's now a town there. It wasn't there when I walked the world. There was a marsh, the Blue Heron Marsh. Along the borders of the forest and the marsh, it lies in wait to be woken once again. When it awakens, I can tell you, it will not take kindly to the forest being blemished by the cities. It will go for them.
I see.
When this could happen, and if you are even alive for it to happen, in terms of this, we could be talking thousands of years, Osri. It will threaten whatever of your family is there. It is an ancient green dragon, a child of Tiamat.
Oh gosh, okay. Thank you for telling me that.
She nods. She looks if anyone else has a question.
I actually have one, if you don't mind. If anybody else has one, they can go first. We'll look around at the group.
No, go ahead.
Marcus looks at her. Goes, "What's the balance?"
The balance of what exactly?
These ancient dragons of that are children of Tiamat. Nature always has a balance. Nature always has an opposing force. Everything has an opposing force.
She looks right at Marcus, because I can't remember. Marcus did not participate in the Dark Desert Saga, did he?
No, he did not.
Crom did. Is Crom the only person here that was around?
Ileana did.
Ileana and Crom. Is Epi with us?
Yeah.
She looks right to Crom and Ileana. Both of you have visited Lehu Valley?
Shrublight.
Lehu Valley, the surrounding area.
Oh,
Well, what
yes.
it once was. Now it is known as, I believe, the Dark Desert. Prior to your conflict with the Titans.
Yes.
And did you not see the ancient blue?
And the breast? And the breast?
And the ancient brass. Looks back to Marcus. Your balance.
But are they awakening at the same time?
Oh, they've been awake. We met Roderick. He was very nice. He let us fly.
The blue also helped us in the fight. We managed to convince it to assist. After we walked through its nest with its children and its children's children. So you get how I really don't want to go back there.
Yeah.
Not everyone is slumbering, and some will need to be seeked out. But each child of Tiamat, there is a child of Bahamut. And those are your chromatics and metallics, Marcus. But what comes in the distance, in the future, many dragons of different kinds will choose sides between Bahamut and Tiamat. However, the war is not to be waged on your lands when it does come to it. It will be waged where the first one was.
Jedri?
She nods.
So, do we have any idea where these children of Bahamut are to try and awaken them?
Some are already awake, such as Roderick. Some are awake and moving. And some were forgotten to time and have gone into a slumber of their own, awaiting. We do not have the locations of them.
I just want to say this out of character real quick. When you say Roderick, I honestly think Sir Roderick.
Nope. Just happens to be the actual name of the dragon.
Damn.
Roderick.
Crom looks at her and goes, "They may be lost in time, but do you know of someone who has searched for them?"
Search for them directly, no. Your best bet, in terms of if you were looking for them, would potentially be talking to Roderick himself. He would have insight not granted to us, as not all dragons are quite sharing of their details and their plans.
Marcus just looks around. Anybody else?
Do you know who the opposite of the Black Dragon is? What his name is?
The opposite of the Black Dragon. I just have to look here. Give me a second. Is an ancient copper dragon by the name of... Goes and opens up the dragon stuff, so I think we're going to go this direction. But we did.
Sorry.
No, that's fine. I have no problem. Getting names ahead of time is always a really good thing.
I can't remember for the life of me if Roderick was brass or copper. I want to say he was brass.
I can tell you in a second.
Okay. Thank you.
He was bronze.
Bronze. Okay. There's too many same colors.
Thank you.
Kaiju
Copper
the
and
Life
bronze.
Eric could be fine. Would he be friendly to us?
Gidry is... He has a noble curiosity about him. He doesn't covet treasure. He covets life. Protective. He tends to have the noble curiosity about him. Whereas most chromatics hoard these such powerful magic items. Metallic dragons seek to protect other creatures from dangerous magics. Powerful magic items, even evil artifacts he could be hoarding. The problem of tracking him down is that metallics are more known for their shape-shifting abilities, while the children of Tiamat also possess this ability, which is not normal for their kin. Most metallic dragons could be hiding in plain sight.
Marcus looks at Sora and squints.
It could be anyone.
Sora grins.
It could be anyone.
I so wish Are you a dragon?
Is that what Crom says?
Sure, why not? Crom looks at her. Are you a dragon?
I am sorry, I am not a dragon. However, I can turn into one.
No, we're good. We've had enough of that lately. Thank you.
She chuckles.
So you know information on dragons then? Their fighting styles, etc.
Marcus looks at Joshua.
She
Generally, it's
smiles.
bite, claw, breath weapon, claw, bite. Yeah, not generally in that order.
Wing attack.
Wing attack.
Ileana,
That's
what
about
the-
the wing attack.
Tails.
Their tails, yes, they can launch you to space.
Their physical weapons are easy. Their mental weapons and their process of thought is calculating.
No, thank you, and apologies for all the dragon questions.
She said, knowledge is part of life.
Chomp minion. Crom would look at her and say, I have 2 questions of a personal nature.
You wish to ask them now, or do you wish to ask them separately?
He sighs. I'll ask them now, because there's no point in hiding these. He first holds out Foxfire.
She looks at it. As your robot.
1 second.
Poor Epi.
Hugs.
So
How about now?
anyone can be a dragon.
Potentially, yes.
Goes to show that you should be nice to everyone.
She smiles and nods. So go ahead, Crown. Let's see your questions.
The first one is, I was informed before I died about this bow and the souls that reside in it. I was told to become one with it. I was hoping you might have a hint.
She smiles and looks down to it. And take your hands. And she smiles and she just... It's not their souls quite as you explained. It's a piece of them, an imprint of their soul, Crom. Your imprint is still in here. But as you experienced, you were whole in the afterlife. You imprint the bow, becoming whole with it. Wield it. It is a part of you. It is an extension of you, of your soul. She looks to Marcus, as is your rapier. They are extensions of you. As you grow, they will grow. And she hands it back to Grum.
I guess I misunderstood. I thought there was people I had to free.
No. They left a small bit of themselves imprinted upon this relic to aid each person who picks it up in the name of good. That is why there is no more necrotic energy. You have done good by its previous wielder, one you care deeply for.
Crom smiles sadly and then says, my next question, have you ever heard the surname Wyvern Blight?
She nods. I have. The proud people.
That is all I know of who I am. Do seek them out.
She chuckles. It's a really good question to ask the old ancient druid, by the way, Crow.
I know.
It's a really good question. I don't think you understand how well. Let me just see so I can give you the appropriate location.
Aww. Crystal shape.
Good job, Abby.
As soon as I heard 10,000 years, it's like I must ask this person.
And you say you are a Wyvern Blight.
Oh, what was she? She served Istis. A
Muleta.
Solar, yes. She
Her Deva.
told me my surname. Yes. Oh, you know her too?
You don't live for 10,000 years and never meet a Deva. And she smiles.
He has this just curious look on his face, like, how have you lived for 10,000 years?
Oh, I've lived far longer. And she smiles. A woman never reveals her age.
Touche.
Val chuckles.
Osri's eyes are whiter than the moon. Oh.
There is a hall known as the Ancients' Hall. It is a sort of monastery, for the lack of a better term.
Gan's head pops up.
However, and motions again, unlike a monk monastery, which there is one in this part of the world, by the way, quite a few actually. The Ancients' Hall is a monastery of rangers. They train for generations. They have since, and let me get you a date. I actually have to go and look. Clicking all the Penrith Wiki links. I just gotta get an era. Since about mid-4th Sanctus era. Crab. she tells you, which you would know, and I'll do the math for you. For the last 17,853 years, Crumb, your family has run Ancient's Hall. Now your family has moved and traveled the continents. Who your parents are, it would be impossible for me to tell. But if you are seeking a place where your family would be, you would need to travel to the Ancient's Hall.
He looks apprehensive, like he's unsure if she'll give it to him. A location?
It lays in the mountains of the Crown Peaks of Bahamut in Yedria.
He furrows his brow. You see him rubbing his forehead. And we've just been talking about dragons. Great. This is going to be interesting.
If you wish to seek more about the land, you should research what is now known as the Kingdom of Zulan.
Zulan.
It's, oh yeah, you're not in the roll 20, are you?
I'll put it on your sheet for you under bios for you.
Thank you.
No problem.
Liana Tilton? I'll need to look at my notes.
He then kind of looks a little bit, how do I put this? Nervous. He's like, you wouldn't have a way of, he leans in closer.
She leans in slightly.
How do I put this? Reinforcing what you've learned or relearning things. I did start being a ranger at one point, but let's just say I fell in with a mortally shady sort.
She smiles and looks to you. If anyone can teach you how to be a better ranger, it is your family.
Kinda want to impress them.
Find them. They will be impressed. You hold a relic.
Challenge
Or become worthy.
Good point.
She looks across at her one more time. Any other questions?
One question. One question.
Nods.
Where can I find the bears?
She looks to Baron. I believe she wants to see the bears. Should take her to the circle. Baron nods.
Real quick.
Mm-hmm.
Fiora runs up to the podium.
Okay.
Friends, the chocolate cake has been threatened by the Black Dragon. This tragedy cannot be let go. He has threatened the lack of chocolate. Join me in defeating this beast.
Joshua does an overdramatic gasp.
I have a truck idle outside my house.
The bards play.
My truck.
The bards play music.
I have a kazoo if you want to hear that.
Osri plays dramatic
Yo.
music.
I have a vial.
Joshua plays a dramatic kazoo, if that's even possible.
Osri stops playing and just looks at Joshua like, just looks at him and just shakes her head.
Well, I don't have my lute. This is the only instrument I have left.
Bards, man.
You see the Archdruid kind of stick her hand out. As a bird lands, she whispers to it in Ancient Druidic and sends it off.
Marcus is trying to get down. What's he doing?
Perrin puts his hand on Marcus' shoulder. It's okay. Relax. She's a child, Marcus. It's okay.
I can make it.
Fiora looks at Marcus and goes, "Oh yeah, I forgot," and curtsies.
So Perrin looks at her. See, she's learning. Perrin then says, "Well, we should at least show you to the circles. They are." He looks to Marcus. Something that is always an option. And he kind of walks up towards the top. As everyone heads towards, following Perrin up, the Archdruid nods. And as you guys get to the very top of this amphitheater, back up to the normal area, Irith, to your right, you see a pair of bears charging towards you.
Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh!
However, on their backs there are these kind of leather, looks like backpacks but made for a bear. And they stop and motion to them.
She gets on them.
No, they're backpacks. You didn't sit on a backpack.
Hold on, no. What just happened?
Okay, nope. So you get on the first one. You sit on the first bear. And the other one's, and Irith, it's squishy. It's really squishy. The other bear's eyes are big. It's looking at Fiora. Put motion to its backpack.
She goes to backpack instead.
So you open the backpack on the other one?
Yes.
There's chocolate cake in there, as there's a bunch of chocolate cake on your butt. Because you just sat on another chocolate cake. There's enough for one piece for everyone instead of two.
Oh, wait. You just denied Fiora part of the chocolate cake? Oh, it is on. You have made an enemy. You have made an enemy.
Favorite enemy, Wood Elf Druids. Crom will give her his chocolate cake.
Marcus looks at Crom. Please don't. No more sugar.
Gives her the chocolate cake.
Perrin begins speaking Ancient Druidic to the bears. They both give Irith a hug and they run off.
Yay, I gave her hugs.
So you kind of lead down to the eastern side of this large kind of swath, and you guys start descending down again. As you descend down, the kind of light from up above is diminished, but you have bioluminescence. Basically, these plants that are uncurling and lighting up as you walk down this pathway, just seemingly on their own as you approach them.
Didn't know nature could be this fancy.
Marcus looks at Joshua. Really?
Okay, I take that back.
As you guys get down, you see this massive area, and there's kind of these two, almost look like they're built out of the roots kind of buildings here. And at this point, since it is during the day, you see some odd 150, 160 children learning to be druids. And Perrin goes, "Welcome to the School of the Land. This is where land druids learn in the Enclave."
Fiora immediately tries to play with him.
Yeah, they immediately take her in. There's kind of a gnomish teacher. I remember that, but I have to go back and look at the name that we gave her, Epi. And she's just kind of... She's with the kids, she's much more calm than she was with Ember. Or, not Ember. Oh, what was her name?
Fleur.
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 She immediately lets Fiora come in and just start learning and showing, letting them show what they're doing. Inside all this, you would all note there is a blue elf.
A blue elf.
Ileana waves.
I was blue once.
Smile and wave.
Nil immediately comes over and rushes and hugs Ileana and hugs Perrin.
Hugs back.
As this is, she introduces herself and, says hi to everyone. Her name is Nil Imakir. She is one of the
Marcus.
Imakir children.
Marcus smiles and bows and asks how has she's learned any more forms.
I'm trying to think what she would have learned that you don't know. Hold on.
Well, I mean, it's more like a conversation, more.
But she's going to show you something. It's Nil. She's going to want to show you something.
Okay.
Oh yeah, she's super excited about showing people.
Let's see. What haven't you guys learned? Scrolls all the way down.
You can see the cogs turning in Crom's head as he stares at her, and then he
She goes,
goes,
oh, we learned this one. And she turns into a small, what looks like snake with wings. She turns into a flying snake.
Oh, cool.
That's amazing!
And
Still can't fly.
I'm not sure which of my characters said that.
probably both of them at the same time.
At the same time, yeah.
Firefly and I'll see.
Crom points at her and goes, "You're one of you're their sister. Wow. You're like a happy medium between Tenon and Tassar."
Oh wait, Sensei Tenon?
Perrin chuckles.
But you're not.
She's related to Tenon?
Perrin.
Oh god.
Why?
Oh gosh, I tried to go to that monastery once. Oh, I should probably visit eventually.
So flying snakes. I didn't know that existed. Good to know.
Oh yeah, there are plenty of them.
I didn't like snakes in the first place. Now they can fly? Oh boy.
Oh, we used to send messages from island to island for using them. They're pretty useful.
Interesting.
Oh, Josh has a new type of nightmare for the evening. This is going to be awesome.
He always has a new type of nightmare. He died yesterday.
I'm
She
just
shifts
a
back.
Josh.
She's back and go, oh, and I learned this one too. This one's really rare. I learned it over at the circle. Pugin showed it to me. And she kind of forms into this sail-backed reptile that is a dinosaur. It is a Dimetrodon, or something like that. It hunts on the shores of shallow waters, similar role of a crocodile.
Ooh.
Oh yeah, Mira's here. I can get Mira these too.
Yes, you can.
I read.
Crom is staring, going, "I want to find some of these. They look tasty."
She looks up to you, cocks the head to the side.
The rest of the druids probably do the same.
No, as long as you're eating what you kill, they don't really.
He goes, "I leave no waste. Everything gets used."
Gives him a thumbs up.
Can confirm.
And there's 2 new forms
Yay.
for everyone that is here. By the way, those of you who summon animals with the ability to, they're CR 1/8 and 1/4, but you can now canonically summon them as well.
Hooray!
So, she kind of reforms and gives hugs and I think at this point, I don't know if she's hugged Marcus, so I will say that she just gives like a wave and she runs back. And she goes,
Marcus
"It's
waves
okay
back.
with you if Yara can stay with us if she wants." The teacher kind of nods, with looking for Marcus's approval.
Marcus looks at Fiora. Fiora's like bouncing up and down because
Oh,
now
there's-
she's sugared up. Yeah, go ahead and keep her.
She looks and she's immediately brought like, "Marcus, it's very quick that you just kind of see her blend in with the kids and just seems like one of the class, as she is a druid by nature."
Right.
Is class in
He's the one
session
that's
right now?
Yeah, they're actually doing.
Okay.
He's just the one
Double
that's
check.
quietly vibrating in the corner.
Oh, and may I see if there are any temples around here?
Inside the city, there's only a temple to Obadhai.
Who is an Obadhai?
And Rilliphane.
Woo! Real thing. I know about that one. I need to know about all these gods.
Iris sighs and looks at her pendant.
Who's yours? Shantae is.
Shantae, yeah.
It's only the two pure nature gods. By canon. I don't think Shantae's on the list. Let me double check.
Ileana looked too. I think. Yeah, there's one in Penrith, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. You said
so.
There's one in Penrith if you want to check it out. It's nice.
Grom looks curious and asks.
Actually, there is a Temple of Shantae here too.
Oh, cool.
Grom
Do you worship? Yeah. Do you worship spirits of nature? Not like the gods, but I'm saying
Like the elements?
I just mean spirits.
Like Boreas, Lord of the North? Or Arius, the Dawnbringer?
He looks very confused.
Or the Northern
He
Wind?
looks very, very confused.
Perrin stops and looks to again. The northern wind is known as Boreas.
Boreas?
Nuts.
Oh, okay. I take note of that.
There are four wind spirits.
Oh, could you write that down? I might need to take notes on that.
Could you write that down? I may need to take notes. Got it.
Peppers, just
sorry.
hugs. Just hugs, Peppers. No, just hugs, man. Just hugs.
I'm sorry.
I will get you them if you give me a second.
Hugs.
Looks for the appropriate document. There it is.
We're asking all the questions today.
These people know stuff.
Quite a bit.
I mean,
Imagine
for
that.
some of
People that live for a really long time know stuff.
Yeah.
and it's like a once in a lifetime opportunity for some of us. So
For example.
Remember, old people are the most dangerous and powerful and, amazing characters in NPCs in D&D.
So. Yes?
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay. Perrin kind of leads you back up and says, Marcus, we'll swing by. We won't leave here. Don't worry. I don't want you to get killed by Aang.
Marcus nods. I appreciate it.
You walk back up and back in, and there's, it's this. The sun's kind of setting, and it almost mimics the light of what the outside world is. Kieran, you're gonna notice something. There is rain falling.
Oh, crap.
But not everywhere. Only localized where the plants need it.
Oh, okay.
So you're literally looking as these small pockets of rain fall for a few minutes on these plants, and then it just dissipates and moves to the next bed.
You're more at an eye about that.
Ileana tilts her head, magic.
Natural magic, yes.
What kind?
Perrin goes, we'll have to go to the library and read about it.
Ileana grins.
So he leads you guys back across the other end of the city, to the western end. Basically down this main path where there is the big, large amphitheater, and walks you down to this another kind of large flatbed here. And there's, there's some of these smaller trees that just, they're not as tall. And in the center, you see this large kind of dirt area that has it looks really nasty, by the way. This large, thorn wall cage built around it. And you see a mix of, kids and animals and one really large Goliath.
Playtime?
compared to what you saw before, so when you went to the Circle of the Land, the kids were all pretty much out running. It was a little more freeformed. This almost reeks more military to you. Perrin looks to Marcus, to Irith, and to Sora.
Circle of the Moon.
This is our circle.
Mm-hmm.
Sora grins.
She, as he kind of lets them kind of go up, and just points, that's Pugin. I think some of you met him, and looks to the rest of the rest of the people. The Circle of the Moon, as we operate, we are more the soldiers of the Druids. We are more out there to fight. Where, generally speaking, the Circle of the Land are the ones that heal nature. It's why we don't have as many spells to regrow the forest compared to someone that you might meet that might be a Circle of the Land.
All right.
And if anyone has questions about it, he will answer.
Do people volunteer for these different, I guess, branches, or are they just selected?
Depends on your viewpoint. Some druids will feel a natural calling to one or the other. As children, they will be drawn to one of the two branches by nature. Whether that's their choice or nature choosing them, that it would be where your perspective on the event comes out. But in terms of the Enclave, you are responsible for picking your own circle. How you come to that decision is the matter of viewpoint.
It's all right.
So no one is forced into a specific branch.
Do you, by any chance, he scratches the side of his head, this is going to sound silly, but do you have any rangers here?
At the moment, he looks to Crom. I honestly I do not know. There are rangers that are welcome here, that are members of the Enclave. In terms of who and where they are, I am not sure. But there is a small ranger training area that's in the northern section of the mountains.
He nods. Now this is going to be, the way some rangers like to keep animal companions.
Mm-hmm.
Is there anywhere you can go to maybe find one?
What kind of animal companion are you looking for?
He actually thinks and goes, honestly? I don't know. I know it when I see it.
Joshua, upon hearing about the animal companion, could a bard have an animal companion?
In terms of fighting with you, you would have to raise it from birth, and it would be a long process. Rangers are... some rangers are more naturally attuned with nature in such a way.
So you will pipe in. Of course, we could have companions. Have you seen Epona?
I occasionally.
Crom, are you a revised or no?
Pretty sure revised.
Let me see here. So as you kind of walk down, there's a number, and Pugin kind of waves. I think it was... I know Marcus was there. Who else was there in the circles when he came through?
Oh, wait, when what?
Pugin met some people in Penrith.
And Penrith, yeah.
Marcus happened to be there.
Of course, Nil was there. Oceanus was there. That's the ones he showed the forms to.
I have a question. Has Sora and Marcus shared the Nintendo Dolphin form?
That cannot be shared with anyone else. That's a special one. Yeah.
Yeah, if I show it to anybody, they just get regular dolphin.
It's just
Which is neat
I
if they don't
find
have a dolphin form.
yeah, I find it amusing. This image of an army of Nintendo dolphins jumping through the
No,
waves.
it's a one-time special thing for people out there. So, sorry. Which one are you again? You're,
Beastmaster.
No, but in the Vice Rangers. Skirmishers, Wanderers, Guardians?
Wanderers? No, they might have revised it again. I don't remember that. As far as I remember, it was Hunter, Beastmaster, and Underdark.
Oh, jeez. How many times have they done this?
I don't know.
They've done it multiple times. Here it is. Perrin kind of looks to everyone as you guys move towards Pugin, and he kind of pulls Crom off towards the side and kind of crosses his legs and sits down, motions for Crom to sit down with him.
He copies him.
So, those of you that Pugin looks... Marcus, right?
Marcus nods to him.
Ah, welcome again. Looks like you found us after all.
He looks to Perrin and smirks slightly, and then looks back at Pugin, and he's like, I had some help.
Everyone needs help sometimes. What do you...
Marcus nods.
He looks to all the rest of you. Well, some of you aren't druids.
Smile and wave.
He nods. No, I'm not. No.
Anything I can enlighten you guys on?
How may I assist the druids if I am to serve under them?
You're here to serve under us.
I'm here to... I was told to assist Sora when I came back home. From one of the druids in my homeland.
He nods. Which one of you, Sora?
Sora waves.
Ah, Dragonborn Druid. Northern Chain, right?
Druidigal. Nods.
Still doing well there, I take it. Producing druids like yourself.
Oh, yes. Still strong. Island stands.
Excellent. So, how can this monk help you?
I don't know. She's a wonderful person. She can help with teaching and enlightening people about the necessary of the forest. Her culture is of the elements. And helping to teach people about the balance between them. She can help with, more directly, helping with replanting, or she lacks druid spells, but it doesn't mean she still can't help if she chooses to. I'm not altogether certain why she was sent.
Looks back to Gengen. Do you understand all that?
Mm-hmm. I will teach the world of the elements. She just picks up a little pamphlet that she wrote like months ago. Okay, sir.
And oh yeah,
Motorcycles are great.
I can teach about the balance, the different elements, because you're of the 4 elements, right? I've seen you make snow cones and control water, different things. And your homeland seemed to be about harmony, which I think
It was in good harmony.
It was.
Now I gotta fix that.
Even with the prison. But it seemed like it was needed. And it seems like Cortia could use a little harmony too. If we're all gonna make it out together.
I'll do what I can to help you, sir. You helped me, so I'll always be there to help you.
Thank you, Ganyan.
Hey, Sora,
Yes, I'm sorry?
do you think if I play music for the forest, it will be happy again?
You could try. It's not. I haven't communed with it recently, but it's. As far as I know, it's probably still reeling from the damage done to it. Nature doesn't. Music is very nice. It's just. I'm not certain if they would notice or understand what it's meant for. But you are certainly welcome to try.
Thumbs up.
If you do that, Sora would laugh. Learning from Wolf, I see.
Maybe.
Is anyone else picturing Baby Groot dancing now?
Yes.
Hugin looks most of you over. And he smiles for a second. And then looks and says, Forms, you look like a bear person.
How'd you know?
The token, dear.
Oh, yeah.
He kind of steps back a step and shifts into this massive bear, pure white, and just as he shifts into a polar bear form.
Her eyes glimmer.
Parents sees the girl. Don't hug him. He doesn't like hugs.
Oh.
He shouts out, almost breaking his own concentration. He then shifts back and says, You just learned to fly, didn't you? Pointing to Sora.
Sora nods.
This one's always one of my favorites. He shifts into this Quetzalcoatlus, which is this kind of like a giant pteranodon, wingspan over 30 feet. It is a very fast flying shape. And a dinosaur.
What challenge level is that?
Oh,
2.
Comet be praised.
Yay, I can now canonically summon that.
So, Nasi, Firefly, and Nasi and Firefly. Oh, and Mirror.
Conjure animals is really useful.
Right?
Especially when you know some druids.
Oh yeah. Like John's just like looking at all these forms and just saying, "Wow, I know conjure animals and I can now summon this stuff. This is gonna be great."
If you want, Josh, Iris can show do any kind of bear.
She now has all the bears.
I do.
Does she?
Oh gosh.
Rounds.
Does she have a panda bear?
Oh no, I don't.
There's not stats for you.
Kieran frowns. Please don't turn into a bear. Last time you did, you tried that.
Oh, okay. I post no bear hugs for you.
He chuckles and says, "One more," and shifts into something that is going to make Azri freak out a little bit. Shifts into a giant ice spider queen.
Foul screams.
Spider?
What is that?
Hold on. I want to hear the high pitched scream. There you go.
Oh my gosh.
Thanks.
Alistair? Azri, are you alright?
I know you didn't like spiders,
Hold
but
on,
this is
hold on.
ridiculous. Come on.
Hold on. I love how Firefall is laughing during that too. Are y'all okay?
Ozri's just completely passed out, fainted from that.
That was
Crumb
totally
stares.
wicked.
He stands,
As usual.
he reshifts and looks at them. Both passed out.
Marcus smirks.
Josh laughs. I didn't think they were that afraid of spiders.
Marcus looks at Pugin. Think 50 gallons would wake him up?
I got one better. He shifts in to a different form, which I'm also going to give to Marcus. You will not get this. I'm sorry.
Okay.
You could be able to summon one, but I don't think you'll ever be able to shift into one.
Right, I won't be able to.
He shifts into a giant mammoth.
Ooh.
Walks over to a trough of water and just uses his trunk to douse the two with water.
Sora, look, a mammoth!
Ozri
I-
spiders. What?
The trunk pats you on top of the head, Azuri.
Josh was just holding back a chuckle very visibly.
Please don't do that again.
That's my favorite halfling.
He
Crumb's eyes are sparkling, staring at the mammoth like, could you imagine the size of the steaks I could make out of one of those? Mammoth steaks.
Marcus
he just looks.
looks at.
Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say Marcus looks to Crom. Please do not try to cook the druids.
Please don't.
This is not the time for this.
Not the druid, but if I ever find a mammoth.
Oh, I saw some in the Northern Ice Caps some time ago.
Yeah, Kieran's like,
What were you doing in the Northern Ice Cap? Zora would ask.
Oh, I was holding some bear folk against
Shadow.
the Shadow Dragon.
A shadow dragon?
Huh?
Yes.
Wait, so we have more dragons to worry about now?
It does have a name. Her name is Xylodan.
Dragons.
So we have a
everywhere.
black one, and now we have a shadow one.
Xylophone, got you.
Okay. Xylophone.
So as a Pugin Shipson says, I did not know that you were terrified of spiders. I do apologize.
It's okay.
There may be a couple of the kids, like the younger kids, that are chuckling after you guys fainted.
Josh was chuckling himself.
At this point, Crom, roll me a perception check. That I will roll for you, because you don't have roll 20.
Yeah, I was about to go. Wait, what's my
damn-
perception again?
You damn
Who's?
dirty epi.
I can get it. I've got a sheet.
Yeah, Nelsie's been given my sheet.
Okay.
Zora looked to Alistair and Ozri.
Are we all rolling perception, or?
Just him.
Okay.
Now that we know, be sure not to summon any spiders near you.
Thank you.
At the last second, Epi, Crumb hears these claws coming down this tree behind him. And Perrin goes, I think you found one. And he steps back.
Crumb slowly turns around and looks.
There is this massive, I believe they are large. Give me a second. Large beast. All white. Looks like some sort of large cat.
Audrey's like, kitty!
Osri, no.
It is a very pretty cat.
You would know this as a crag cat, Epi.
He doesn't raise his hand too high, he keeps it low and he walks over. He's kind of like, hello.
I recognize that.
You just kind of look both in the eyes, and there's kind of an understanding. He just kind of walks next to you.
I shall feed you. He actually looks to Perrin. Does it eat meat or like smaller things?
Perrin chuckles and looks to you and goes, "You really need to brush up on your ranger stuff."
Move your hand. Move your hand. Move your hand closer to its mouth. See if you can find out.
My excuse is I was dead.
Marcus raises his hand. Crom, why don't you check its teeth? Predators have sharp teeth.
What was Kieran trying to say too? I heard you.
Meats.
Looks at the crag cat. Looks to Kieran and nods.
Oh yeah.
There was a couple of those that roamed around my clan.
Yeah, they'd be on the close side, yeah.
Ooh.
Very hard to cast spells on.
Crumb is going to kneel down, stare it in the eyes, and scratch behind its ear.
It licks you in the face.
That's a good luck.
It's tasting you, Crom.
Well, I hope I taste tasty.
That is a good luck if a cat licks ya.
I hope the cat doesn't. I hope the cat likes bacon pancakes.
Perrin looks to Crom and says, "So you want to taste the cooking?"
Crom actually remembers something, and he goes, "Perrin, I may actually have something for you."
It raises an eyebrow, but
He walks over to Perrin and takes a sack out and opens it, and there's dark mantle leather in there. And he looks at Perrin and he goes, "Do you think there's anyone who could make anything out of this here?"
Perrin motions to all the druids surrounded in leathers and furs. No, don't think so.
Yeah, I thought so too. I mean, you wouldn't be interested in a dark mantle club?
Perrin just looks and goes, "You have a journey to Zulan, good sir." Puts his hand on his shoulder.
I have no idea what you said because of that bike.
He says, "You have a journey to Zulan, good sir."
He sighs. I do. Oh gods, I do. He looks at the crack cat. I'm sorry. You're going to go far.
He just continues to shrug. Remember, it's in the mountains. He'll be right at home.
It's true.
Crom? What's his name?
He stares at it and he stares. I shall name you Mittens.
It just looks at you with such a cross-eyed look. It is so mad at you right now.
Crumb laughs and does no. We'll sort out the name later, probably over like some steak.
It shakes its head and stares at the druids.
Yes.
Sora leans over and slaps Crom with Speak with Animals.
Looks at you and like in a low growl. My name's Keen.
This is
Keane.
You know what the horrible thing is? Crom speak with animals, and I completely forgot.
I need it.
Oh God.
Smack! Now you know to speak animals.
If you ever call me Mittens, I shall call you Food.
Okay. We have an agreement.
That just seems to alright, let's go. There's food, I heard. And it just kind of walks, kind of nudges you forward and follows you.
Osri is resisting the temptation to hug the gray cat.
Please don't, Osri.
It's a large, fluffy cat, Osri.
Marcus looks at Osri. Remember the last time you hugged a cat?
At worst, you'll get a restraining order.
Remember?
Crom looks at Keen, the halfling really wants to hug you. I mean, she's been practically bouncing up and down.
Keen just walks over and puts its head like on your chest, Osri.
No.
It's in hugs.
It kind of scoops you up and throws you on its back and starts walking towards food.
Special size. I want
so cute.
I want a pet like that. I want a horse, man.
I agree, Phil.
All the while, Osri's just hugging the gray cat on its back.
I'm never going to see him again, am I?
Perrin goes, he picked you, not the other way around. Walks up with everyone else.
Thank you, Pugin, for the forms and for teaching.
Pugin waves as he gets back to you, teaching the kids.
Those are the kids. Like bears!
There's one really awkward girl who's like, I love bears too!
Oh my gosh, she goes there and gives her a hug. I love you!
She's like 6. She's like, I haven't learned, like, red pandas.
You haven't? Oh.
I have.
Oh, you have? Can I see it?
She does. She ships as a red panda.
Awesome.
It's CR0. Its cuteness is all the way up.
Oh, she gives the red panda a little hug and whispers to her, sorry.
You've all now learned red panda. CR0
Right.
with cuteness.
Alright.
Watch out, guys. If Osri sees that.
This might be the greatest one shot ever.
I know, right?
I can summon red pandas now. Amazing.
You gotta watch out. Don't summon her.
Aren't you glad I'm here, guys? Aren't you glad I'm here?
You don't understand. There's CR0. Do you know how many of these we can summon?
A lot of them.
Perrin looks if you say that out loud. Like, they're not really strong. I can summon so many of them. Perrin goes, well, if you have 9 other druids, you can summon a few hundred corgis. It just keeps walking. Ileana would nod.
Ileana nod.
Oh boy.
That may have canonically happened.
Mm-hmm.
You 100 corgis.
Yeah, I think it's like 179 or something like that.
Oh
Yep,
my
that
God.
poor mansion.
Crom raises a hand and is like, how come we weren't invited to that?
Perrin looks back to Crom. You were dead.
What about me?
Doesn't stop you from inviting me.
Didn't know you.
Size.
You do Silo.
Why.
Gosh dang it.
A bird just lands on Joshua's shoulder,
Oh, hey, bird.
and it's a parrot.
Oh,
It just looks at Joshua and sighs.
can I keep him? He talks like me.
It's gonna stay with you for the rest of one shot and sigh every time you do.
Awesome.
So you
I want
guys,
to keep.
you come
wanna keep
down.
him.
Yeah, you kind of walk down, and you guys come into this large kind of, it looks like a bazaar sort of market area. There's a number of shops. At the far end, Perrin points, and he has to hold Ileana back from running towards it. Points out that there's this massive tree, and he points out that that is their like hall of records and library. He's like, we're not here for that.
But
We'll come back. Literally,
I
remember,
honestly-
literally, I'm part of here. I can bring you back at any point.
Hugs
Side.
I honestly
Parrot
see her
size.
gripping her staff and considering stuff. I could totally TK myself over there.
Sora,
Marcus,
Yes?
can you bring us here?
I like this parrot. Can you figure out his name for me?
I can still speak with animals on me right now, don't I?
Yep.
I stare at the parrot.
Okay, hold on, I'm getting it.
Please tell me it's Sir Size-a-Lot.
Nope. Hold on.
Simon.
No.
Oh, I like that one.
Sir Size-a-Lot is Joshua's nickname.
Squire size lot.
I really want to keep this parrot, I'll be honest.
So you ask him what his name is?
Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
It generated the best name ever. I'm going to type this out for you. Come, and I'll let you respond for the parrot.
Oh god. Crumb literally is staring at the parrot. You can see, like...
It's communicating in size to you, too. It's just sighing as you ask its questions.
His eye twitches as his lip curls, and he says, his name is Egbert.
Is what?
Egbert.
Egbert. Oh. Can you ask Egbert if he wants to stay with me?
Marcus looks at him and goes, "You know you can talk to him, right?
Yes.
He can understand you."
This is true, but he can
keeps
translate for
sighing.
me.
Iris sighs and smacks Josh and gives him speak with animals.
All right. Thank you. You want to stay with me?
We're so.
You sigh a lot.
Yes, I do. Now answer the question.
Whoa! Of course, I can understand this.
You're not gonna give me an answer, are you?
You know, eventually you're both gonna run out of breath, and someone's gonna pass out.
Egbert looks and goes, I'll take that bet.
Is the bird trying to kill himself?
No, the bird's fine. I put my money on the parrot's Constitution saves over Joshua's right now.
Out of character, how come the parrot's sigh is normal and then Joshua was like,
Lack of lips. It doesn't have a choice.
Not as much practice.
It then looks at you in the eyes and says, I'm really sorry for this. And then flies off. And on your shoulder, he's left his mark.
He looks at it. Egbert.
You just hear an
actually
echoing
like you.
sigh as it flies back off into the tree branches.
I liked you, Egbert. How could you betray me?
I heard about Travis and Trevor. And he just keeps flying off.
They're summoned animals. How could you possibly know about them?
Marcus.
Face palms.
Perrin looks over and goes, you like the Fey barriers are really thin here.
Marcus looks over at Sparrow and goes, "Don't even think about it."
Do you have speak with animals on?
He can hear me.
He looks at you
No.
and chirps. A chirpy chirp.
Okay.
What does the sparrow say?
DM it's happy.
I will DM it, Tappy.
There's a little part of me that wants the sparrow to have like a really very kind of attitude.
Oh no, it already does.
There you go. It's your choice whether you share that or not, Crumb.
Crumb Snickers.
You laughing?
I like
Josh
that
would
bird.
hear it as well.
Oh yeah, Josh would hear it as well, right? I will send it. I will send it to Josh.
You know, that's a sign of good luck, Josh. If a bird
I feel like this is gonna.
There you go, Josh. You have what the sparrow was sent to back to Marcus.
He chuckles a bit. I'll take it.
No, that's what the sparrow said to Marcus.
Ah, okay. Well, lucky you.
Egbert just sighed off in the distance.
Egbert.
So Perrin leads you to this large tree, and inside Crown, like immediately the smells to you and Kieran, you just immediately like, I need to go now, and you just rush in.
I smell spices. I smell
You both
lots
smell
of
spices.
Kieran immediately goes to the spices.
The two of them charge forward in front of everyone. Azri being carried still by Keen.
Is everything okay?
Perrin just goes, I think they have an issue with spices.
You think?
We're going the same place. As they walk in. So Kieran and Crumb, as you bust through the doors, there's these large pits that, are cooking these huge chunks of meat in preparation for tonight. And the entire back wall, Kieran and Crumb, is just covered in fresh spices everywhere. You're seeing the druids and the druids that are cooking, literally picking fresh leaves and just making the spices, grinding them down at the spot.
Crumb drops to his knees, and all you hear out of his mouth is, "I'm not worthy."
Josh sighs.
It's somewhere in the distance. Egbert sighs back, just audible enough for Josh to hear it.
Can I freaking roll perception or something to try and find him?
Sure.
18.
Still can't find him.
Come on.
You know what? I'm putting a journal entry for this now.
Dear Journal, I met a bird that controlled Joshua's size. It was a good day.
Crumb looks at Marcus and says, "You can bring us back here, right? You can
I'm
bring
sorry?
us back here. Don't
No.
bring me to this heaven and then take it away from me."
Marcus looks ashamed. I've already done that once.
Oh.
I'm sorry.
Perrin kind of walks up and in ancient Druidic speaks to the person behind and motions everyone to sit down at the table.
Marcus sits down.
All right. Sit down.
Actually, Marcus stands up. I'm sorry.
Why does Marcus stand up?
He's waiting for other folks to sit down.
Val will sit.
Sits next to Fel.
He looks at Ira. He looks at Sora, and
I sit next to Sora.
Sora sits, and so does
Crumb is hovering around the pit.
Osri, and he guesses Kieran.
Keen puts Osri down on the bench and then sits on the bench between Osri and Crumb.
Marcus will sit.
I'm back.
Kieran, the entire back wall is covered in fresh spices from across the world.
Kieran will immediately go to it.
So Kieran and Crumb are not sitting; they are just staring at spices. Crumb is groveling.
Kieran is actually gonna look for. Hold on, I gotta pull it up.
I like how
There's
Kieran's notes are all spices. Makes me smile. We are going to eventually create like 100 spices for this world, and it's gonna be glorious.
Have fun.
Hey, Tree and Druid has just started watching. Hi, Tree.
Hi, Tree.
Hi, Tree.
Tree.
We may have your daughter being babysat. Sorry.
Your daughter may be in the Enclave and made a speech about chocolate cake.
It was a compelling speech.
So at this point, the door actually kind of swings open. You see Nil kind of bringing Fiora back to have dinner with everyone. As she comes in, and like at this point, Fiora is bouncing and she shows you what was the last spell she was working on?
The last what?
Last spell she was working on? I know she was canonically working on a spell.
I don't remember off the top of my head, to tell you the truth.
She grabs Nil, hands her a seed, and she's like, "Watch!" And she grows this like beautiful flower in her hands almost instantly with Druidcraft.
Oh, I like it. Marcus smiles and oh, that's very good. Where did you get that seed?
Points to Nil, Nil waves, and comes and joins everyone at the table.
Liana hugs her and Sora
Oh, yeah,
says,
she
"Good
hugs.
job, little druid."
So, as
Do you know
know-
what?
Mhm.
Sorry, but do you know what Karen's gonna look for?
What?
She's gonna look for to see if they have Tears of the Chromatic Queen.
They do not,
And
because it's only
they
grows in a
don't?
certain specific area. They can't reproduce what
Okay.
happened there to make that spice.
Let's see. Then the Absasuk Ghost Hearts, which is a native pepper that lives in her own territory.
There would be a vine of that.
She'd be happy about that.
Yeah, the Chromatic Queen, because of where it only grows in certain locations, it can't be reproduced. Like specific locations across the area. That's what makes it so rare.
Sora?
Yes, Marcus.
Maybe while we're here, we could at least get some seed to try to replant some of the plants for the forest.
I believe that would be a very good idea.
We'll ask Karen about it in a little bit.
So, dinner is served. And, it's very, very tasty. Crom, you'd be impressed. This is a druid with expertise in cooking, doing it with, very good spices. Kieran, a different plate is brought for you, one with fish. And you would also notice that as you kind of sniff over the smells, the druid has noticed that you were looking at the peppers from home and has prepared it with yours.
Oh. She's gonna be very curious as to how the druid was able to prepare that pepper. Because that pepper is very hard to prepare for dishes. It has a certain heat. If prepared incorrectly, it can cause harm to the person that eats the dish.
You're surrounded by like a few thousand healing spells. You'll be fine.
Also,
Marcus waves.
expertise.
Joshua wave.
Sora wave.
Earth waves.
Parent
Liliana
waves.
starts.
Crom
Liliana
stuff
starts to
his
wave
face.
and then stops.
Blinks.
Hey! It's my thing.
So as the as the meal kind of winds down, Perrin looks over his shoulder and says a couple words of ancient druidic, and a couple of the druids pop out of sight. Fiora is then brought a nice big chocolate cake for herself.
We're getting this to go. Fiora objects.
No,
Getting it to go.
Perrin looks. No, don't worry, Marcus. We have one to go, and there's another one put in a box in front of you.
Oh, God.
And everyone else is served dessert, whatever they would like. there's cake or etc. pastries. They have all sorts of different things.
They better have bear claws there.
Cinnamon rolls?
Sure.
Sticky toffee pudding.
Sure.
I haven't had roast beef. I hadn't had roast beefs in years.
And then
Ice cream.
a box is put in front of Kieran and in front of Crom.
Crom opens the box.
It is full with like it's all cordoned off. There's like probably 100 different spices in here. It's not a lot of each, but it's, you know, what they would pull off for a meal. You have 100 meals worth of spices.
Seth, how close is the nearest druid who handed me the box?
Probably like right by you.
There is a tackle, or no, a hug in their future.
Perrin then looks and kind of clears his throat. Bad things happen. But bad things need to happen so that we cherish the good moments. You all needed a good moment. I provided that for you.
He smiles and he just looks around, hoping Egbert isn't around and sighs, testing it out.
There's a sigh from somewhere, you're not sure where it is. Egbert.
You know what this reminds me of Hanya?
So,
Maybe it's a good thing.
Thank you, Perrin. Sorry.
Yes, thank you. This has been a wonderful gift.
Osri looks.
We are not out of danger. That's the life we chose. Each and every one of us. We are of the pinnacle of our races. Each and every one of us. We are the small percentage that can literally force change upon the world. It's our responsibility to never lose sight of what good we can do, even amidst if we make a mistake or do bad. Without a community, the change we would have on the world as a whole would be negated. Have each other's back. We are 6 months into the first year of this Tenebrae era. And to bring back the light, it will take each and every one of us. There are more bad days ahead for us. We will lose fights. We will lose cities. We will lose friends. But it is our responsibility to pick ourselves up and pick one another up and honor the sacrifices for them that they made for us. And he picks up a mug and looks to everyone. To Tholador.
To Tholador.
To Thorador.
To Thorador.
To
Thorador.
Lador.
Toilador.
To Thorador.
As he drinks.
Zips.
Everyone, rounds up their conversations, and Perrin kind of walks everyone towards. There's like a back wall of trees, and one says Cortia, and one says Penric, just because Epi wanted this to happen once. I think it was Epi that mentioned it the other day.
It was me, like a wall with different trees for different continents.
Yes. And each group is basically returned back to their respective thing, their respective area. Sora and Marcus, there's a small sack of seeds which is given to you to start replanting, and then you are told we'll see you in a few days for the Full Moon Festival.
Marcus takes the seeds and thanks him.
Swear it makes sense. Thank you. You're always welcome in the grove.
Before Crom leaves Perrin, he will give him enough leather for a cloak.
Perrin would not. It looks at Crumb. And just waits for everyone else to go through till it's just Perrin and Crumb. And he motions to the bow. You have to forgive yourself, Crumb. Remember what happened when you blamed yourself for Hollow. It went dark. Don't do that to those imprints.
He looks at the bow and says, I don't regret the choices I made. There were lives in Cortia that had to be saved. What I regret is not being able to be there for those in Toreador when it was their darkest hour as well.
There are survivors who need comfort, need home-cooked meals, need their home back. You know what you need to do. It won't be easy. Reclaim Thorlador. And when you're ready, and that is finished, I will take you to Griffin and Yidria.
Crom stares at Perrin for a bit, and then he goes, "Don't punch me," and then leans in and gives him a hug.
Yeah, Perrin gives him a hug back.
And he says, "You know what? I'm glad I'm not the only one back from the dead."
I died. For like 30 seconds, but I died.
He nods back to Crom and goes, well, it doesn't hurt to have a continent between you and Roland, so he can't wake you up rudely, right? It's chuckles.
There is actually a nervous twitch from Crom when he mentions that. Yeah.
Is the last thing Crom hears as he walks through the tree. Watch out for Ember, I heard she's got a mean right hook. And then Perrin steps back through, and that is where we end it.
Wait. Before Joshua steps through the portal, he says goodbye, Egbert.
You just hear a sigh.
He leaves.
So, that is where we'll end it today. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll say goodbye to Twitch. Bye, Twitch.
Bye, Twitch.
Bye, Twitch.